We all know that there are hundreds of places for you to go ahead and connect with your peers, friends, families, and random strangers. From Facebook, MySpace, naming a host of others, social networking is where it's at. Social networking is where it's at. Spaces gives you one more opportunity for you to share your voice, share your thoughts, share your opinions with the world around you. To begin, let's go ahead and log in. Now, if you notice, I'm showing you in this example a different way of getting into Windows Live. So go ahead and let's start with your Windows Live ID. Now, if you remember from the first one, that's going to be your username at your new Cougars email address. Now, your password, remember how we created that secondary password? This is where we're going to go ahead and use that secondary password. Not our university password, but the backup password. You can see that we're coming in through a different portal. So let's go ahead and use that backup password we first created and go ahead and sign in. Once again, we find ourselves in our Outlook Live mail. To go to Spaces, we must first click the Home button. From the home page, we can do a number of things. We can see the current weather, we can add photos of ourselves, we can add activities, connect with people. But for right now, we're going to ignore all that. Let's go ahead and click on this button that says More. Down here, we have an option for Spaces. When we're first presented with the Spaces login, you'll see a link that says Create Your Space. It's really simple. So let's start by finding out what we have in our space. In our space, you can see that we can change our profile, including our picture, our name, additional information. We can share photos, we can write a blog, we can connect with others, or add a list. The first thing that we need to do, though, is we need to choose a website address. In order to be able to plug people into our spaces, we've got to create something that's publicly consumable. Right now, the live URL for my space is this obnoxiously long number, .spaces.live.com. Not really easy to share with grandma. So let's go ahead and click Choose Web Address. Now what they want us to do is go ahead and turn in some sort of web address. Now, to keep things simple, you could be really fancy. You can call yourself, like, Flashy Guy 1999. You can call yourself, Book Nerd Spaces, whatever. Feel free to be as creative as you like. For this example, I'm going to go ahead and use my username. Now, because Microsoft has certain guidelines for what a URL is, I'm not going to use the dot that I would typically use and go ahead and use a dash. I'm going to check availability. Sure enough, it's available. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Now, when I want to share my spaces with my friends and family, I can just send them to student-arcellier.spaces.live.com. Adding the rest of your content is pretty simple. Let's go ahead and add a blog. I begin by adding a title. If I want to, I could go ahead and categorize my various different blogs. This one, we'll go ahead and call it Computers and Internet, and type the content of my blog entry. If I'd like to, I could embed photos, videos, add trackbacks to other blogs, and expand my content as much as I want. You have a standard WYSIWYG editor, which is what you see is what you get, much like you would with Word or other online tools. When you're all set, you can either save this as a draft. I can preview it to see what it might look like. When I'm all set, I can go ahead and publish it out to the world. Adding photos and lists are much the same way. Again, like all services in Microsoft Live, I have the ability to choose who can see what. By clicking over here on my permissions, I can choose if I want to make this available to everyone, again, my network, or individual users. Spaces offer a lot of different ways for you to go ahead and connect with other people. Go ahead and explore some of the options.